Hi, this is Steve Webster. Thanks for joining me for today's thought. We're going to go to Genesis 20, chapter 1. I'm going to go through that, share a couple of things, and we'll be done. So, Abraham and Abimelech. From there, Abraham journeyed toward the territory of Negeb and lived between Kadesh and Shur, and he sojourned or lived in Gerar. Now, where was he? He was kind of like in that plateau overlooking Sodom and Gomorrah. Uh, it says from there Abraham journeyed. So that's kind of like appears to be the timetable here. So verse 2, and Abraham said to Sarah his wife, quote, "She is my sister," unquote. And Abimelech, the king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night and said to him, "Behold, you are a dead man because of the woman whom you have taken, for she is a man's wife." Now, Abimelech had not approached her, which is good, right? So he said, "Lord, will you kill an innocent people? Did he not himself say to me, 'She is my sister'?" And she herself said, "He is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and the innocence of my hands, I have done this." Then God said to him in the dream, again, this is a dream conversation. God says back in the dream, "Yes, I know that you have done this in the integrity of your heart, and it was I who kept you from sinning against me. Therefore, I did not let you touch her. Now then, return the man's wife, for he is a prophet, so that he will pray for you, and you shall live. But if you do not return her, know that you shall surely die, you and all who are yours." So some people could say, "Oh, it's just a dream." But he took it more as a dream. He had a conversation in the dream, so he took it more than that. So there's a lot of things there, but let's pause and continue. Verse 8. So Abimelech rose early in the morning. So now he's awake. And he called all his servants and told them all these things. He told them everything. Who did he call? All his servants. And the men were very much afraid. Even though it was a dream, they heard Abimelech share all this. They're in. They believe everything. And now they're terrified. Or it didn't say terrified, it says afraid. Then Abimelech called him. He said to him, so Abraham shows up, "What have you done to us? And how have I sinned against you that you have brought on me, my kingdom, a great sin? You have done to me things that ought not to be done." And that's what he said. And Abimelech said to Abraham, "What did you see that you did this thing?" And Abraham said, "I did it because I thought, there is no fear of God at all in this place, and they will kill me because of my wife. Besides, she is indeed my sister, the daughter of my father, though not the daughter of my mother, and she became my wife, so not through blood. And when God caused me to wander from my father's house, I said to her, 'This is the kindness you must do me. At every place to which we come, say of me, quote, he is my brother,' unquote." So that's what he was saying. Then Abimelech took sheep and oxen and male servants and female servants and gave them to Abraham and returned Sarah his wife to him. So he did more than just give the wife back. I guess it sounds like a lot, doesn't it? And Abimelech said, "Behold, my land is before you. Dwell where it pleases you." So not only does he give Sarah back, he gives all these other things and resources. And now you can live wherever you want in my land. I mean, wow. Okay. And then he continues in verse 16 to Sarah. He turns and he says, "Behold, I have given your brother 1,000 pieces of silver." That's new. "And it is a sign of your innocence in the eyes of all who are with you, and before everyone you are vindicated." Then Abraham prayed to God, and God healed Abimelech, and also healed his wife and female slaves, so that they bore children. For the Lord had closed all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. So that's the reading, and now the discussion that will end this. But let me scatter a little bit, but it says at the end, for the Lord had closed all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. So this was planned. They had a purpose. Put yourself in Abimelech, his wife, I guess other women there of the day, and then none of them could bore children, and none of them did. A day after day, a week after week, a month after month, and maybe years after years. Nothing. No children. Not happening. Until a certain event. And that's when Abraham came. He had his own fears, I guess. Even though God himself said in a dream to Abimelech, he is a prophet, meaning maybe a closer relationship of sharing certain information. So that is interesting. And I look at today, it's like, well, I got to be fair, don't I? We're not that far from the creation of things. We're not that far. Yes, the world is being repopulated and not that old, according to this genealogy of things. So one thing that I guess you could say out of this reading today, that Abraham, the word of Abraham, must have got out through the king to the people that serves him. And who knows, rumors could have spread, and more than rumors, what actually happened. So now the land is aware that Abraham is a prophet of God and also no harm before them. So this is a way where you go to a foreign land and acceptance and respect through an event, which can be tough, can be hard, can be difficult, can have fear, but it had a purpose. And then after the event, as we read, he received more than just his wife back or his stepsister back. He received assets. Abimelech took sheep and oxen, even male servants and female servants, and gave them to Abraham. Then he was telling Sarah, behold, I have given your brother 1,000 pieces of silver. So all these things were actually also given to him, more than what he brought. So the event had impact on Abraham's resources, the word of Abraham, the knowledge of God. And then we also read at the top that, at least with Abimelech, he received and heard from God in a dream. And in that dream, he woke up and he didn't think it was just a dream, the brain still being active as we sleep, but it was God speaking to him. And then he didn't forget this when he woke and he told his servants. So it was real to him, where he took action on a dream that he felt was more than a dream. God was speaking to him. And then God said to him to try to convince him to say, well, let's read that again. 1 second. Behold, you are a dead man. God says to Abimelech in a dream, behold, you are a dead man because of the woman whom you have taken, for she is the man's wife. So he's saying, you're a dead man. Now, Abimelech had not approached her. So he said in this dream, Lord, will you kill an innocent people? So he's thinking more than himself. Or is he thinking about him? But you got to say people there. Did he not himself say to me, she is my sister? So he's giving the innocence to say, this just happened to me. But God's still saying, you're a dead man because of this. And then God said to him in the dream, yes, I know that you have done this in the integrity of your heart, and it was I who kept you from sinning against me. So now he's saying that when you took Sarah in, he purposely withheld um, having a intimate relationship with her. God did not allow that. So he stepped in. Now then, return the man's wife. So now he's saying, apparently he's not a dead man unless he does something. Now then, return this or the man's wife, for he is a prophet. He's an important man to him, so that he will pray for you and you shall live. So now he's saying, if you do these acts, you are no longer a dead man, but you will live. But if you do not return her, know that you shall surely die, you and all who are yours. So, um, in the beginning, he told Adam this. I'm surely he told Eve this, that if you take from the fruit of knowledge of good and evil, you will surely die. It says surely die here too in this version. It's ESV in this case. So it's interesting. So we sometimes think in the when Adam was created, and to say, I don't want you to become a true puppet. You have a choice. You can take from that fruit or not, but I'm going to give you a disincentive. You will surely die. So that's a pretty big disincentive, right? But he still took. I mean, yes, his wife got his wife Eve uh, was talked into, but she still knew from Adam, and Adam was there apparently because she turned and gave him a fruit. So I don't know if I was Adam, it's like, well, wait a minute. If my wife is going to die, I want to die with her. Or is it he was deceived too to say, yeah, I'm lusting for this extra knowledge that I don't know? It doesn't say either way. All we know is they disobeyed. And at the time we think, well, they're dead men or dead man and woman. And uh, instantly. But as I said in the previous thought of the day, he inserted mercy and long suffering. And when you think about it, he did die, she did die, but because of the mercy and the promise of one to come, right there in Genesis, he's created a middle for us, generation after generation. But we all die now, where that wasn't the case before. And then at the end of Revelation, he's going to restore it, where when we get our new bodies, still a dependency apparently on the tree of life along the river and so forth, we live forever. There's no more death or dying. That animals don't kill each other. They're not, all this stuff. So it's just interesting. You shall surely die. So in this sense, it sounds like even though Abimelech and all his kingdom's people are going to die, they're in the middle. So now we get the impression from Scripture that you'll die more quickly. You'll die more quickly. That's the context I think it's saying, and that's how I believe he took it. He did not want to end that his life and his people, and after all, he felt he was innocent. It was kind of put on to him. So look, that's my thought of the day, especially the part for the Lord closed all the wombs of the house of Amalek because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. So the question is, is something happening to you? There's something happening to our family right now, and in this case, it's finances. Doors have been kind of closed, has been closed to us. But then I read this, and isn't that encouraging? Because even though that may be the case today, it's for a purpose. It's for a purpose. Uh, if it's resources, it doesn't necessarily have to be money, but if it's any resources, is it like a Job thing where he was innocent? The devil had to approach God to ask for permission and said, well, look at Job. You're blessing him. Yes. In fact, God was the one who says, well, look at Job. And then he's, yeah, he's that way because you bless him so much. In this case, resources. But hey, if you take it away, all that from Job, he'll surely curse you. And so Job went through a process, but did he do anything? No. No, he didn't do anything that caused this severe of punishment. It was for another purpose. And of course, God restored everything, even though some lives were truly lost. He did have others. So plus resources. So we could be living today, and of course, we're in this fallen world where things are terrible. Um, but we have such first world problems or third world problems. We have blessings. We don't have blessings. We have trials. We have tribulations. Then we have joy. We have blessings. We have different ranges of am I poor? Am I middle class? Middle high class? Am I well off? What am I doing with these things and so forth? But there could be times where you are caught in a situation that we don't know the final answer. We read what the final answer was here, but we could be in a situation where we don't know the final answer. So I hope this message was encouraging to you. Feel free to reach out with comments and so forth in the bottom, and take care and God bless.